TOS-1A Solntsepyok, Sunblast, a name that instantly sparks debate, concern, and global attention. It is not a nuclear weapon, yet its effects are often described as approaching the most extreme limits of modern conventional arms. On the battlefield, the presence of the TOS-1A is not merely a combat tool, it is a message of force, pressure, and swift devastation. The TOS-1A is a Russian heavy rocket launcher system classified as a heavy flamethrower system. While the name sounds straightforward, this weapon is mounted on a tank chassis, providing it with armored protection and the mobility to operate alongside frontline units. The system carries 24 rockets with specialized warheads, not ordinary conventional ordnance. The most crucial aspect of the TOS-1A is its thermobaric warhead. Unlike conventional artillery that relies on fragmentation and brief overpressure, a thermobaric explosion operates in stages. First, a fuel aerosol cloud is dispersed into the air. Second, this cloud is ignited. Third, an extreme pressure and heat wave is created that lasts far longer than a standard explosion. This effect consumes oxygen in the target area and creates lethal overpressure in enclosed spaces, such as bunkers and trenches. In a full salvo, the TOS-1A can incapacitate an area of hundreds of square meters in a matter of seconds. Light structures collapse, field bunkers are destroyed, and protective trenches lose their functionality. For troops caught in the target zone, standard protection is often insufficient. This is why the TOS-1A is referred to as a static defense annihilator. However, physical destruction is not its only impact. The sound of the rocket launch, followed by the layered thermobaric detonations, has a significant psychological effect. Many military analysts classify the TOS-1A as a psychological weapon. Its mere presence is enough to lower morale even before a single rocket is fired. The TOS-1A is not an experimental weapon. It has been used in actual conflicts. In Chechnya, it was used to destroy militant positions in urban and mountainous terrain. In Syria, the TOS-1A was used against bunkers, tunnels, and fortified defenses. Yet its most intensive use has occurred in the conflict in Ukraine. There, it is utilized to pave the way for ground assaults by obliterating defensive lines beforehand. Despite its destructiveness, the TOS-1A is not a perfect weapon. Its firing range is relatively short, at approximately 6 kilometers. This means the system must operate dangerously close to the front lines. Consequently, the TOS-1A is vulnerable to drones, precision artillery, and counterattacks. Several units have been successfully destroyed on the battlefield, proving that this weapon can be countered. Recently, claims have emerged from leaked information suggesting Russia is mass-producing the TOS-1A. From verifiable open sources, there does appear to be an increase in production and deliveries. This is directly linked to operational needs and the replacement of units that have been damaged or destroyed. However, there is no public evidence of secret production outside official military contracts. The world's reaction to the TOS-1A tends to be harsh and critical. Western nations and NATO view this weapon as a symbol of non-nuclear force escalation. Human rights organizations condemn the use of thermobaric weapons, especially in populated areas. Although not explicitly banned, their use is considered potentially in violation of humanitarian law, if not strictly limited. The West does not see the TOS-1A as an invincible weapon. What is feared are its consequences, the effects that are difficult to control, the large humanitarian impact, and the potential normalization of weapons with extreme destructive power. The TOS-1A creates a gray area between conventional weapons and weapons of mass destruction. The TOS-1A is not a war-winning weapon on its own. However, when used at the right time and place, it can change a battlefield situation within minutes. This is the reason the world continues to watch it closely, not because of myth or propaganda, but because of its real destructive power and the consequences it leaves behind.